When it comes to securing file transfers, best practices recommend keeping your SFTP server and its storage in separate subnets. The SFTP server belongs in the DMZ, where it's accessible from the public internet through a tightly controlled firewall. But the actual storage should sit safely in a private subnet, unreachable from outside, protected by an internal firewall. This separation helps contain breaches, ensuring that even if the SFTP server is compromised, your data stays protected. Let's see how this works in practice. First of all, you'll need a Syncplify R2FS and a Syncplify server version 7, both installed and licensed. R2FS is the storage server, so it's installed in your private subnet with no inbound traffic allowed from any other network. Syncplify server is installed in your DMZ and it's accessible from the internet on port 22 for SFTP. Let's begin by configuring R2FS. When the software is newly installed, you'll point your browser to its private IP address on port 7993 using the setup route. Create your first administrator profile, then log in with it. Right after logging in, you'll be greeted by R2FS's dashboard. The first thing to do is to connect your R2FS server outbound to your Syncplify server in DMZ. To do that, you'll need your R2FS server ID key. On the Syncplify server side, you'll need to make sure that your virtual site has an R2FS binding. If it doesn't, you'll need to create one. This binding is necessary to accept incoming connections from your R2FS storage server. Now that the binding is in place, let's move over to your virtual site's admin UI to do some initial configurations. First and foremost, you need to add your R2FS server ID key to the list of R2FS servers your Syncplify server accepts. Also, don't forget to add your private subnet's IP address space to the allow list in the same page. Then go back to the R2FS admin UI and connect it to the remote endpoint, which is the Syncplify server you just configured. To do this, you'll need your Syncplify server's private IP in DMZ. The default port is 44388 unless you specified a different one in your binding. There! Your R2FS server is now connected outbound to your Syncplify server. Now you can start creating your virtual file systems. It's best to create them first on the Syncplify server side. You can pick any alphanumeric VFS ID. For example, here we have created VFS1 and VFS2. So let's create VFS1 and VFS2 on the R2FS side as well. Now that our two virtual file systems are created on both sides and connected, we can monitor their status on the R2FS dashboard. Let's try it out. If we've done everything correctly, we should now be able to connect to our SFTP server using any SFTP client software and manage files and directories physically located on the R2FS storage inside our private subnet seamlessly. Bingo! Everything works perfectly. And even in the unlikely event that someone gains access to your DMZ servers, they will not be able to access your storage in your private subnet. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay safe and stay connected with Syncplify.